Hello friends and welcome to the channel. This is Stormhaven Gaming, I'm John and this is Timberborn. Okay, carrying on pretty much immediately from where we left off last episode. We're in the middle of a fairly short drought, so we don't need to worry about too much. We've got 6 days left. We're only on day 18 of this cycle. That gives you some idea of how short that drought is going to be. I think it was 14 days, I think, originally. At the end of last episode, we demolished the outcroppings around here to drop this all down to the same level. We did miss one spot. Thank you, autosave. I've also leveled this section off a little bit with some dirt blocks so that the Badwater will just go straight down. It might be worth lining this with irrigation barriers to prevent any contamination spilling out onto this section. I have no idea what we're going to do with this section, but it's flat. We've got this dynamite, so we can set that off. There we go. Now we're all at the same level, so that's good. Yeah, that's where we are. We've got this area here, which is mostly fertile. We've got a little bit of ungreen section at the back. I don't really know what we're going to do here. I could put in a swimming pool up here, which might sort that out. Yeah, might being the operative word. I suppose it's worth a try, isn't it? Yeah, let's give it a go. We'll stick it in like so. Obviously, we'll put our water dump in there. I mean, it's certainly green up this section. I don't know about how effective it's going to be down here, but we'll see. Over here, we completed our Badwater escape valve for this water source right here. And I've started putting in some small power wheels. Just because, I mean, it'll be easy enough to do. And easy enough to connect up to the main power just here. I'll probably end up having to put in a row of platforms or overhangs along this section here so that we can actually connect the power up to itself, if you like. Trying to figure out the best place to actually connect up to the power. Don't really know. How far apart is it? Let's grab ourselves. I mean, that'd be perfect, wouldn't it? Yeah, that'd work absolutely great. All right, well, let's pop it in there, shall we? And then we can just connect the power up along there. And we'll have to think about how we're going to do this in terms of connecting. I think we are going to have platforms or overhangs along this section. If we were to put in a power shaft there, let's pause it for a second to see if we can actually do this. Let's get rid of that path. Let's pop in an overhang like so, and let's see if we can get a power shaft underneath. We can. Not a solid one, but a standard power shaft underneath. Or we could just do solid ones, couldn't we? I mean, they are considerably more expensive. We need gears, planks, and an additional log. But that's still going to be cheaper, I think, than trying to put in overhangs along there. And we can just put steps up on top and follow it along, can't we? If it's a solid one. Yeah, we'll do that. We'll do a solid, I think. We'll do a solid, a strip of solid power shafts all the way along and connect up there. Yeah, I think that's probably the best thing to do. Yeah, alright. Yeah, that's what we'll do. Right, we'll stick in a few more wheels for them to connect up, or to build at least, and then once they're all done, we can get them connected. It's not going to be an easy job. It's going to be somewhat time-consuming, but it shouldn't be too bad, in theory, because we can build from both ends. Yeah, we'll get these wheels in first. That's going to be expensive on the old logs, so yeah. So that's going to be like 450 logs just to finish all that off. I mean, we're back up to 2,000, so that's good. We do have trees growing and being cut down. These are a few days away. Oops, thank you. These are a few days away from being fully grown. I mean, I'm half tempted. Yeah, let's make this a bot operated forester, so they'll work overnight. They'll get that planted a bit more quickly. Okay, we've got our explosives set up over here, so we can set that off. There we go. And we'll pop ourselves in another fluid dump just there. And another, where are we? Swimming pool next to it. And we'll see how that affects the hydration all around here. Okay. Okay. We are doing all right. Actually getting all of this greened is going to be problematic. Yeah, I don't really know what we're going to be able to do other than putting in dams maybe across some of these sections to slow the water down and maintain some during the drought. Yeah, I don't know what else we're going to be able to do about that, honestly. I did say I wanted it'd be quite nice to have a waterfall coming down here into this area and then splitting both ways. But that is just going to be a waste of water. That's just going to be taking water that we've pumped from somewhere else and letting it loose in the world, basically. And I know we are kind of doing that over here, but all we're losing here is through evaporation. If we were to put in a waterfall over here, then we'd be losing it off the map. So very inefficient, but we might want to do that. I'll have a think. I don't really know. I mean, I suppose we could put it up there and let it trickle down through this area and then down this side. That would green a little bit. Oops. That would green a little bit more of this area, wouldn't it? Don't know. Still lots more to green anyway. We're not going to be greening this section. This is going to stay brown and contaminated and unhealthy. This is our little industrial area. I don't think there's any beavers working over here at all. No, I think this is entirely bots over here. So we don't need to worry too much about it. Yeah, I think I've kind of set myself up for failure saying I want to green the entire map, haven't I? It's going to be very challenging. And other than putting sort of swimming pools everywhere, I don't know how else we could necessarily do it. Yeah. Again, we could sort of fill this little section with water, as we've done over here. But we would need to keep filling it with a fluid dump again. Oh, I don't know. I don't know. for the moment, we'll spin on to the end of the drought, and we'll see where we are at the end. There we go. Another drought successfully dealt with. Wasn't really a problem. Like I say, it was only 2 weeks. I mean, what's that going to do to us, you know? Over here, as you can see, this swimming pool and water dump arrangement is in and has made a difference with the fertilization down here. We've still got a little bit over here. Again, we can sort something out over there. Maybe put in a couple of showers or something like that just to hydrate that little section. Over... Where are we? Over here, all of our power wheels are in. Our compact power wheels. We are in the process of laying in the solid power shafts along the edge with obviously a path across the top. That's going to take a little bit longer. Just because they're going to be quite slow on this. There's different types of resources to bring. Yeah, it's going to take a little bit longer. But it will get done. Whether it'll get done before the next bad tide rather depends on when the next bad tide turns up, doesn't it? Okay, our population is currently sitting at 136. I have turned on an additional breeding pod to bring our population up a bit further. That should push it to around about 160, something like that. Which means practically we'll probably be running at about 155. So that will give us a few more spare beavers in case we need them. Can't think that we'll need a huge number of them, but we'll have them if we need them. In the meantime, I genuinely think all I can do is spin on and let this get built. I was looking at this. We didn't turn any of these water pumps on, by the way. So the only water loss from this reservoir system here has been through evaporation. I was thinking we've got the dams over this side, but what if we drop these floodgates down? Because that will pour through into this area as well. We've got the overflow from this section coming out this way. Yeah, I don't think that's really going to do us any additional good, is it? No, never mind. Never mind. It was just an idea. And not a good one, as it turns out. Although it would fill that little section there, wouldn't it? Gives a little pond there to help maintain a little bit of additional hydration. No, I don't think we'll bother, because as I say, this overflow here will green up this area nicely. All of this, in theory, should be greened once the water returns from here. Which shouldn't take too long, because we didn't take a huge amount out of this reservoir. Because of the short duration of that drought. So that should fill up reasonably quickly, and we'll be able to feed the rest through here. Yeah. Still not 100% on what I'm going to do over here. I am recording this episode before I've been able to look at any comments from previous episodes, so if people have given me advice for this section, I haven't seen it yet. Oh, I really don't know. Really don't know. It's going to be complicated. What if... No. I was going to say, what if we came and dropped this section down by one level so that the water could flow out both ways, but that's going to affect... Or is it? Yeah, it is. It is. Maybe. Yeah, I think we're going to lose too much water that way out of this this lake if we do that. No, that's not a great idea. I mean, my best idea so far has been putting in a waterfall, but again, that is kind of a waste of... Oh. Alternatively... Ooh, I've just had an idea. Yeah, alright. It's silly. It's a silly idea. But it'll work. Okay, we don't need to worry about hydrating this bit because for the moment, at least, it is being fed by that. So, if we were to seal up that end and that end, maybe put some dams in this side and then put in our waterfall. And we could do the same thing again. We could have a... Where are we? Oh, I'm lost. Where are we? Yeah, we could do the same thing again. We could have a water pump feeding it up into the top section. Oh, we've got flooded building. Where are we flooding? Why are you flooding? You should be flowing without any problems. Alright, let's drop that down by a little bit. Yeah, maybe that'll sort itself out. Yeah. Oh, I don't know. But yeah, if we block this off... I mean, it doesn't have to be huge. I mean, it can only... needs to come up to sort of one level below this. Or the same level as this with dams on top. We fill this up. And then we put a water pump in to take water out of there and feed it back round. Obviously, we'd need water dumps to sort of prime the pump, as it were. Is that a silly idea? It feels like a silly idea. But I quite like it. Yeah. Alright, okay. It's an idea that we'll put on the back burners for now. We'll wait until we've finished the power structure over here. And then we'll think about maybe doing that. Yeah. Alright. How deep is this? 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. What is the maximum depth on a pump? 8. Yeah, that makes sense, doesn't it? Okay. Okay. No, we can do this. I mean, we could just take the top layer off of there. And put in our dump... Our pump up there and drop it down into a channel that we create through here. I mean, it's a waste of water, but we've got a lot of it. And we're not using it. Alright, I'll think about that. I'm tempted. Very tempted. In fact, I'm so tempted. I'm going to start us off. We will use dirt, I think, for at least for the initial sections. In fact, we can use dirt for this whole section, can't we? There we go. Actually, we don't need that. We can just bring steps down like so. Yeah? Yeah. And then we'll do the same over here. We'll need to get down into this section so we can dig a tunnel. We'll need to get across over here so we can get rid of these trees and maybe bring this down by one and put in a pool. And figure out where our waterfall is going to go. I suspect bringing it down onto this level and then down over here maybe. Bring it around and down this way. That will green a larger section of this. Alright, no, we're planning. We're planning. We'll leave that for the moment and we will wait for these what are they called? Power shafts. Solid power shafts to be completed. Okay, day 8 has brought with it a 25-day drought, which should be okay. We shouldn't have any major problems with that. We've got plenty of food and water in storage and plenty in our reservoirs, so we should be fine for that. Obviously, I've been doing a little bit of building. We have completed... Where are we? Our power connections all the way down this aqueduct here. I've not connected up to the main power yet. I want to see basically how much this will produce during a bad tide. At which point it'll probably be worth finding somewhere to put some gravity batteries in. Our trees over here are doing pretty well. We're starting to fill in the bits that I left. These over here are about halfway towards being grown. These are about 3/4 of the way. So yeah, we are spreading the growth slowly. Our lake down here is pretty full. Our waterways up here are pretty full. I mean, obviously these are going to dry up within 10 days. That one will dry up first, and then we'll lose that. But that's fine. That's all good. Yeah, everything else is going all right. Over here, we've completed our dirt wall to seal off this little section here. And we are in the process of building this dirt wall. What I've done with this is I've just left a couple of spaces at the top for dams, so that any overflow will end up in this lake here and won't automatically be lost. We'll be able to pump at least some of that before it flows off the map. And obviously eventually we're going to come down here and sort some of these channels out and see what we can do about greening the rest of this. Obviously putting in sort of dams and things like that down here would help keep a little bit of water in this area. It might be worth putting dams on every sort of drop point. So where are we? So for the water coming down here, we would dam across there and across there, so that this little section here would be filled. For this one, we could probably put a dam across there, another one across there, so this little section would be filled. Yeah, and so on. Get rid of those blockages there and put a dam down this end. Yeah, that's a future plan at least. That would at least allow us to green a bit more. But I've also, as you can probably tell, set up a overhang stretch from the back of this tubeway station, so we can spread the tubeway up along here and across this gap into a tubeway station on this side, which will probably end up going in right there. And when I say probably, I mean it's going in right there. Although I will pause that and I will pop in the solid tubeways up there first. So they'll get done before. I mean, I don't really need to be using solid tubeways in fairness. So let's drop them down to normal tubeways. And we'll build those across as well. Oops. There we go. So we'll have a tubeway station over here ready for any construction work we do up here. I've set up some steps to get up onto this level. We'll probably cut down those trees and then use dynamite to take that down one level. Because I think that will be the right height for a water pump there. We're going to need power. Which, I guess we could take from here, couldn't we? Why have I paused it? I guess we could take from here if we could get down onto there easily enough. Yeah, I don't know. Don't know about that. We'll have to think about getting power out here. Shouldn't be too much of a problem. We can stretch power out here, probably. That should be fine. If we stretch it along here, or above this levee wall here, we can bring it across that way and then out along the top of the... yeah, I should have used solid, shouldn't I? Then we can put power on top. Yeah, let's do that. Let's get rid of the standard tubeways. Like so. There we go. And we will replace those with solids. Because then we can just lay the power in over the top of that without any hassle, can't we? No, that's power shafts. I don't want power shafts. I want tubeways. Come on, John. Sort yourself out. There we go. Right. Solid tubeways. That's what we want. There we are. I've paused it again. I didn't need to. Yeah, we'll be able to, in theory, bring the power off of this connection here, up onto the top of here, on platforms, and then across on top of that. Yeah, that's what we'll do there. Okay, excellent stuff. I'll do my best to remember that. Okay, other than that, everything's going absolutely fine. Population is doing okay at the moment. We're around 140 beavers, which is slightly lower than we should be getting by about 20 beavers. But we have only had the additional breeding pod on for a short time. So we'll give it a little while to bed in. Thank you, autosave. Awfully kind of you. Yes, we'll give that a little while to bed in. Other than that, it's going to be a case of spinning on through this drought. We'll probably get most of this done pretty quickly because this is now all we're working on. So yeah, hopefully this will not take too long, but we'll see. Day 12 then of the cycle. We've got 21 days left of the drought. We're making progress over here. We've got all of the tubeway that we can actually build all set up. We're just making our way across here. We've only got a little bit left to do. I'm in the process of putting some steps down into this area so we can get a tunnel in for the water pump. Yeah, it should only take another few days really to get all this done. Obviously they're going to have to do this one at a time, but that's just the way it is. Although all of this is set on a high priority, they seem to want to do this sort of thing first for some reason. It could be that whoever is bringing the dirt, no idea who that would be. Is that you? Where are you? What are you carrying? Come on, let me select that beaver. Yeah, you're carrying dirt. All right. So they're just taking their time getting across here. I did consider putting in another tubeway station on this side, but I think that's overkill slightly. We have one right there, and we're going to have one right there. So having one over here as well, probably not worth it. But we are making progress. Hopefully that will be done fairly soon. As soon as we get across here and put these dirt blocks in, we'll be able to finish off the tubeway itself. Yeah, everything else is fine. Obviously, we've run out of water over here. Oh, I know what I must do, because I forgot last time. But the drought was short enough that it didn't matter. I forgot to turn on our water dump over here to keep this section filled up. Okay. But yeah, that's what's going on at the moment. Really trying to think of ways to keep all of this hydrated. I mean, I suppose I could put in more mangrove plantations here and there, couldn't I? I mean, again, it would require a water dump to keep it topped up, but it wouldn't use a huge amount. Probably. Well, that's something to think about, isn't it? Maybe we could come down onto some of these sort of drier plateaus and put in some mangrove plantations around there. Or up here even. That could work. But we're going to concentrate on getting this done first. Now that we've got a ridiculous design project all sorted out, then we need to keep this at the forefront, I think. Otherwise, I'll get distracted and it won't get done. But we will just keep spinning on through the drought. I say we've got about 3 weeks left. So I'll come back in another week and we'll see how we're doing. Okay, we've got about 2 weeks left of the drought. We're on day 19 of this cycle. As you can see, we're laying in explosives on here to bring this down 1 level. We'll then open up the centre of it to create a lake up here. I've put in a few, or set up to put in a few terrain blocks around the place just to kind of square it off, give us a little bit more space to work with. Not a huge amount, just enough, you know. Yeah, I've put in the fluid dump here, which is very slowly filling this section up here. I do think... what do I think? I think what we'll do... Yeah, we'll do that. And then we will do... that. I mean, actually, we could probably... Hang on, let's pause that for a second. Let's... get rid of those. And we can pop them in, hopefully... Where are we? Science. Ah, they won't fit underneath there. Ah, that's unfortunate. Alright, we'll spin them around this way then instead. Never mind. I thought I was going to be able to be clever there, but apparently not. We'll stick those in there, because we do need some charging stations up this end, I think. Especially for all these workers. Okay, looks like we've done the dynamite, and we're just doing the dirt blocks now. So we'll give them a couple of minutes to do that before we set anything off. Everything else is going okay. We've got plenty of water and food and all of that stuff, as usual. We've cut a little bit of the oak over here. We've got some growing back there. Couple there. All right. Yeah, we're doing all right for logs. Yeah, all right. We're doing okay. We're doing okay. This is definitely starting to fill in a little bit. We've got more new growth cropping up here and there. Where are we looking? That's literally just appeared. 0% grown. 25%, 31. These are about 80 odd percent, so these will be done fairly soon. There's a couple more out there. One's about done. One's just started. So yeah, we'll get some natural looking growth out here eventually. I'm happy with that. Okay, I will spin on for a few more days. I'll wait until we've got all the dirt blocks laid in over here. And then we'll come back and set off these explosives. And that'll probably end the episode there. What's wrong with you? You're not getting any power. Now you're getting power. Good. There we go. No problem. 2 days later then, and all of it is complete. We've got all the additional dirt laid in, I think. Yeah, I can't see any more that we haven't been able to reach or anything like that. So, let's get rid of that. And we'll pop a path in just there, because we'll need to gain access to all of this in a minute. But we are going to leave the episode there. I think this is going to work. This is going to basically be the same as this over here, except it's going to feed out into this lake here, which should, in theory, keep this a little bit more filled. But let me know what you think in the comments. I think it's going to work. I'm going to probably drop it down onto this section here, and then the waterfall is probably going to be down over here. That's my idea anyway. We'll see how it pans out, but bringing it up along around the edge of here and then back across is what I'm thinking at the moment. Just enough to kind of green all of this area. But as I say, let me know what you think in the comments down below. Let me know if you think I'm being an idiot with this, but I mean, we're doing it anyway. So, idiot or not, it's happening. So there. Alright, as I say, thanks very much for watching. Please do give us a like and a subscribe. I've just whacked my knee off of my desk. That really hurt. Ow. Yeah, please do give us a like and a subscribe. It really does help the channel out. This is an excellent outro, isn't it? I could re-record it, but no, don't think I will. Please give us a like and a subscribe. Please give us comments down below, and please join us next time. Till then, I've been John. This has been Timberborn. Please do take care of yourselves, stay safe, and bye-bye.